Let me start with the very interesting situation. So a month ago, U.S. diplomats and other experts that I talked to were very ironic about these threats and claims of Putin, and even called that a typical bluff. And now we more and more hear some warnings, even from White House and even from the President Biden, about these intentions of Putin. So what has changed during this month, how do you think?
I think the nuclear weapon case all the time stays on the table during this war. And on like so-called secret documents, diplomatic documents of Western countries. Ukraine is still a red zone, and the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power station is also a red zone, and the possibility to be blown up and is really so high. So I think nothing changed. Just only in the media we see like a different amount of speaking about the nuclear weapons, and like sometimes Putin 2 weeks per 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks he threat of nuclear weapons, 2 weeks he forget it, because people don't believe on that, and so 2 weeks threat and then 2 weeks down. So I think that, but the threat still exists from early moment when Russia invaded Ukraine and occupied 2 nuclear weapon power stations in Chernobyl and Zaporizhzhia. And all the time when Russia lose on the front line, they started to remind us about nuclear weapon, and in different ways. Strategic nuclear weapon, tactical nuclear weapon, and of course dirty bomb, and which they may strike on the Zaporizhzhia nuclear station, and that may be and also may blame Ukrainians that Ukraine did that, and what we observe with Kakhovka when they blow up a dam, and they said that's Ukraine. So we need 3 to 5 days to approve that was Russia side, and then 1 week ago when the European Parliament voted for that was exactly Russia. So their expectation to strike on nuclear weapon and blame Ukrainians. So and that scenario also may work. And you can use your nuclear weapon doctrine. For instance, you are West and against Russia. They said no, that's Ukraine. So I think you all the time have to remember about that. If we are talking about the general citizens, and I think we are still sitting in a red zone in Ukraine and in Europe, and also I observe the behavior of China, which are a little bit angry on Russia. Then when they move a nuclear weapon from Russia to Belarus and to very close to NATO border, that's also a nuclear weapon issue, mm-hmm. and their attitude to Zaporizhzhia station. So I think all the time we are sitting on the same place, but in media we have different reflection, and that depend what they're discussing. When Russia lose front lines, or more nuclear weapon, when Russia feels more confident, less nuclear weapon. But the nuclear weapon is the last tool, the last instrument in Russia's hands, which give them possibility not to lose.